feeling in a mood to do a little bit of videos. Got pumped up for Monday Night Football and just in the mood right now to just pump out a lot of videos before we hit the hay and go to bed tonight. So. I said so 5 times. Walker Howard, Downingtown, PA. Not too far from where I'm filming this show as we speak, all right? The Downingtown, Pennsylvania native, Will Howard. He came on the last couple of years, had had some pretty decent success with Colin Klein. Avery Johnson's going to be the quarterback now there, who adds a really mobile threat to that offense. But Will Howard was a part of a Big 12 championship, and, Will Howard was he was a backup quarterback for a little while with, let me think, before Adrian Martinez, who was the quarterback at Kansas State with, Skylar Thompson, who's now on Skylar Thompson, Missouri, Kansas City kid who's now on the Miami Dolphins, one of my favorite players to actually cover. He had a ton of injuries, Skylar, but one of the kindest, nicest, hardest working college football players that you will ever see, and NFL players. So great kid. But Skylar, one of my favorites, was at Kansas State. But Will Howard, now talking about him in Miami, what's this going to be a fit like? Honestly, Tyler Van Dyke has more talent than Will Howard. Will Howard's arm strength is okay, has all right mobility. He can read a defense. He is tall. He can throw it over the middle and be accurate. But his arm, I'm worried about the explosive play rate. I really am. And he's got to go, I think, to a real pro-style scheme. I think Shannon Dawson wants to spread it out. So Miami right now, they're not really making a ton of sense because you're interested in Cam Ward, who's a very mobile quarterback with a huge arm and is going to throw it all over the yard. And then you want a quarterback that is going to be a quarterback that controls the short and intermediate passing game, a real pocket passer, quarterback who has limited mobility, but maybe can be accurate for you, in a Will Howard, totally different players. Now, I do like Cam Ward better than Will Howard, and Will Howard's a fine quarterback. You could be okay. But I think that Miami's to a point, they're not like a University of Pittsburgh. Like, there's some schools out there like NC State. Like, they have a really good defense, and Will Howard's a complimentary quarterback. You run the football well. You have Will Howard throw it 20 times. He goes 14 for 22, 190, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. So Miami, yeah, they might have a pretty good defense, but you got I think Nathaniel Joseph's a young wide receiver there. You got some wide receiver talent that's in that Miami room. So it's going to be interesting to see now. Is Will Howard going to end up going to Miami? And again, I just think that you got to get a mobile quarterback. You got to take a swing if you're Miami at a quarterback that could really, unlock this offense and really still have an explosive play rate. Now, maybe Tyler Van Dyke and all those turnovers are getting in the heads of Miami coaches, but I don't really know what Shannon Dawson and Cristobal's trying to do. I mean, that's the thing. I want an identity. If you're a Miami fan, you want an identity for your football team. What's your offensive identity? There's clear lack. Do you want to run the football? Do you want to air it out? Just the inconsistency can be maddening. I mean, in that Georgia Tech game, you guys didn't play very well. You played well against Florida State. You played pretty dang good, for a little bit against UNC. You have Ruben Bain, who's a real talent. Your tackle is a great, freshman tackle. You got pieces to work with. But what type of football team are you going to be? And that's the thing about a crystobal led team. So Miami's kind of going everywhere with this, Will Howard spot. And I think if you're Will Howard, again, in Miami, I don't know. I think that you'd fare pretty dang good at an ACC school, and you would stabilize things. Maybe go to Virginia, maybe even look at, let me think, like a Virginia Tech. I guess Clemson's not going to look at you, but I think the ACC has a lot of open spots and play pro-style football. And, even a BYU could be kind of interesting. He kind of reminds me of Keenan Slovis, Will Howard. So that's what I would do. Again, Shannon Dawson, I'm just not really sure what this Miami offense is. And I guess Miami fans can answer that question. But Cam Ward, we have to see. I mean, he's had trepidations about the visit. He's still very interested in maybe going pro to the NFL. If he might get a third-round grade. And if I were Cam Ward, this is a pretty good quarterback class. I would go to, if I were Cam Ward, if Miami happens to portal and get some really good receivers, Shannon Dawson, the scheme is all right. He does use motion, and some plays are really pretty, like what they used, ironically, against A&M was really fun, so the numbers can be there. Gosh, if you're Cam Ward, I mean, even Auburn, one more good year of college football. I bet you do want to go to a system that'll get you ready for the NFL. Oregon, you didn't really take advantage of. Oregon was kind of interested in Cam Ward. But what's going to get you ready to be a first-round pick in the NFL, And because Cam Ward is that good, I just think that if I were an NFL scout or whatever, I just want to see one more year of Cam Ward. But the talent is all there. Improv, arm strength, like the things you can't coach. And then the kid's a great kid. And he was from Texas, literally was an FCS Division II quarterback at Incarnate Word. Just an incredible journey. I remember showing, my friends and saying, look at this Incarnate Word quarterback with Eric Morris a couple years ago. And what a journey, man. And now you're one of the most coveted quarterbacks in the country. Shout out to Cam Ward, man. I really like Cam Ward, and I like the story. So we're going to see what's going on with Miami, though. What do you guys think about all of this craziness with the transfer portal quarterback and Miami football?